Welcome to One Tired Teacher episode 213, 10 sanity-saving ideas for teachers to get to the end of the school year. So welcome to the collaboration episode. So this episode is a collaboration of 10 different ideas from 10 different teachers who are also teacher authors who are sharing ideas to help you save your sanity. This is actually a blog post that can be found on my website, TrinaDeberyTeachingandLearning.com. You just scroll down a little bit and hit blog, and it takes you to 10 sanity-saving ideas for teachers to get to the end of the school year. But I thought it would be fun to do as a podcast episode as well, because I wanted to share it with you if you are a busy multitasker and you don't have time to read, which sounds funny because, we care about reading so much, and I'm sure you do have time to read. Like, you probably read for pleasure, which I definitely do every single night. But sometimes I never felt like I had actual time to read like blogs or information that had to do with teaching. It was easier for me to consume like an audiobook while I was busy in my classroom or grading papers or doing workouts and things like that. So hence, that's one of the things that I've been doing on the podcast for the last couple of months, and that's taking some blog posts and making them audio. I also have a few episodes like teacher talk and things like that where we're talking to a teacher or we're hearing from other teachers or we're talking about things that I get super mad about in education. So I don't know if you enjoy those episodes or if they are too much to take, because sometimes they feel like they can be. But I think that, it's always nice to have a balance. So if you are ready to hear some sanity-saving ideas, hope you stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Debery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Debery.
Hey, so I wanted to share the 10 sanity-saving ideas for teachers to get to the end of the school year. But before we do that, I want to let you know that this episode is being sponsored by my end of the year camp bundle. So it's a bundle. It is my end of the year camp unit, which is 5 days full of every subject: reading, writing, math, science, social studies. And it will take you all the way through the end of the year. You will have so many things to do that you may even decide you can't get them all done. So maybe you need the last week and a half to get it done if you want to. It's super engaging. Kids are having so much fun. Kids are having the best time. And you, my friend, are getting work done at work, which is my favorite thing for teachers, is getting work done at work so that you don't have to give up parts of who you are. If you were hanging around for my Teacher Appreciation Week, I talked about passions and interests that you have outside of the classroom, because you are important. You are worthy. You are unique and special, and your whole entire person, not just the part of you that's a teacher. I know that part of us as a teacher is something that we really hold on to and value. I mean, I still do, and I'm not in the classroom right now. So I totally understand that feeling. I mean, I can't help it. I still feel like I am a teacher. I, started teaching in 1997. And so it's just a part of who I am. But there's also so many other parts too. And I know there's parts of you. So I want you to be able to meet all of your needs outside of the classroom as well. So this is a really fun unit to review skills and to engage students, but also allow you to work at work. So if you are interested, I hope that you'll go grab it on TPT. You'll be supporting the podcast and hopefully supporting yourself. And it is at Trina Debery Teaching and Learning on TPT. And it is my end of the year camp bundle. Contains the end of the year camp theme in print and digital. Digital is great so that you don't have to waste a lot of copies. But if you don't have the technology out anymore, then print works just fine. And it also has the 10 STEM themed or camp themed STEM challenges. Super fun. All right, let's talk about the 10 ways of saving our sanity, or the 10 ideas. So it's that time of the year again when teachers count down the days until the last week of school and into the much needed summer vacation. Oh, yes, it is. With the last days of school in sight, it can be hard to keep your sanity intact as a teacher. Oh my goodness, I swear, this time of year is so exhausting. That's why some awesome colleagues and I have compiled this list of sanity-saving ideas for teachers who want to make it through to the end of this year unscathed. These ideas are a great way to make it to the last day of school. So let's go. All right, this first idea is from the Appalicious teacher, Lee, who has been on the podcast and helped me co-host the podcast for quite a little bit of time until she went back into the classroom and our schedules got crazy. Hopefully she'll be back on some episodes this summer. I'd love to have her back. But she talks about dry erase everything. And there's a really cute picture that goes with this. So you might want to check out the blog so you can see the picture. But she says dry erase everything. Copy numbers are almost non-existent at this point at the school year. And to help keep your students engaged and solve the no copies problem, Lee from the Appalicious teacher suggests using dry erase markers for as many aspects of your lesson. That is such a great idea. And kids love to draw on their desks with dry erase markers. And then if you do the end of the year camp bundle and you do the bubble math and science day, then your desk will be all clean and you don't have to worry about it. But don't forget, even a student's desk can become a dry erase surface, and it's a fun way to get kids to continue writing and working. Use this trick for study spelling words or working out math problems or anything goes. Then she's got to click here to see more tips for surviving the end of the year. So Lee talks some more on her own blog about tips for the end of the year. So you might want to check that out on the Appalicious teacher. The next idea comes from Amanda from Mrs. Richardson's class. And she says, have something to look forward to each day. Oh, thank goodness, Amanda, you're so right. The end of the school year can feel like a sprint marathon for the entire class. One way Amanda from Mrs. Richardson's class and her kids all stayed on track, yet brought in some extra pizzazz for teachers to look forward to was with an ABC countdown. Now, before you think, oh, we still have teaching to do, hear out Amanda from Mrs. Richardson's class. She goes more into detail on this on her website, so you might want to check that out. This was not a full day of fun. It's a small amount of time that gave them something to look forward to. Art Day was integrating art in whatever they worked with on the curriculum. Bubbles Day might mean doing a read aloud about bubbles and bringing bubbles to the playground, or you could do your bubble science with camp end of the year, or actually that bubble day is in all of my theme units. So it doesn't have to be camp. It can be superhero. It can be sports. It can be Western. It can be beach. Anyway, it didn't have to be fancy. Head to Mrs. Richardson's class to grab that free ABC countdown list. She gives you a free ABC countdown list and get busy planning your fun. So you're going to want to hop over there and check that out. We have end of the year math camp out. So that is the next idea, which, hey, this is a camp theme, so this would go well. This is from Saddle Up for Second grade. So Marcy from Saddle Up for second grade loves to end the school year with a fun class camping day. Rather than heading outside with tents and bug spray, Marcy transforms her classroom into a campsite. To create a cozy camping atmosphere, she finds a campfire video on YouTube and projects it on the screen while lowering the lights. Hey, I talked about this last week on the podcast. So if you heard that, I definitely thought that would be a fun idea. So Marcy and I are like two minds that think alike. She sets up her end of the year camp out math centers and has her students rotate through them throughout the day. Her students use flashlights to complete their math camp out review stations, which are hands-on activities that incorporate board games and task cards that cover a variety of math skills. The special day provides the perfect opportunity for kiddos to review math concepts they have learned throughout the year. And you can read more about end of the year activities on Marcy's blog. Next, we have an idea from Ronnie, a teacher's wonderland, and she talks about meet with authors. So the end of the year can be really tough. The students don't want to work anymore. You are exhausted, and all you want to do is for summer break to start. While you're waiting for those long summer days, Ronnie from A Teacher's Wonderland has some ideas to help you pass the time in your classroom. One of her favorite activities to do at the end of the year is to meet with authors. Did you know that you can contact authors and have a Zoom call or a Google Meet call with them? How cool is that? Oh, Ronnie, thanks for that tip. She loves to contact authors that have read throughout the year, that they have read throughout the year. And if you are looking for more information about author meet and greets, you can read them on Ronnie, A Teacher's Wonderland's website. All right, next idea is theme days. Oh, another kindred spirit, and that is Stephanie from the Simple Classroom. So Stephanie from the Simple Classroom recommends using theme days to add structure to the chaotic last weeks of school. Planning all of your activities around a single theme boosts student engagement and keeps them working hard, even as the chaos of the end of the year sets in. You can read all about theme days and how to use them to simplify your end of the year plan by going to the Simple Classroom and reading about it there. All right, the next idea is from Molly from Lucky Learning with Molly Lynch. I love Molly. Molly and I are actually in a mastermind group together, so I really enjoy her ideas. She's talking about focus on next year's class. Ooh, interesting. And she says, we know students are looking ahead towards the summer, so it's time teachers start looking to next school year. Molly from Lucky Learning with Molly Lynch loves to sneak in some prep for next year. Very well done, Molly. She is ahead of the game. I'm always talking about getting work done at work, and I'm talking about the end of the year work, but oh my goodness, genius. I never ever mentioned that to you, but I did used to plan for the following year so that I would be ready to go, especially that first week of school. And if you can be that far ahead in advance, then you can make copies when you still have copies left over and you are all set for the beginning of the year. And it's awesome to walk back into that first week or two all finished and set up. So she says doing a little bit each day will get you ready for the fall. So you're not as stressed or overwhelmed when you're back in the swing of things. I think that's genius, Molly. Thank you. She shares lots of ideas and a few goodies to help you get prepared. And you can hop on over to Lucky Learning with Molly Lynch to check that out. Next idea is high interest learning opportunities. So that is another idea from, I don't know what happened to the picture in that, but this is from Amy Lemons. Love Amy Lemons. This is another friend of mine who is in a mastermind, and I think she's super smart. She has the best ideas. So this is a great idea from Amy. And she says, it's the end of the school year. Teachers are running out of steam, but it seems like the students' energy keeps multiplying. Oh my goodness. That's so true. And you know exactly what that feels like. Amy Lemon suggests incorporating high interest independent learning opportunities that will keep your students engaged until the very end. You may be asking, how do you make this happen? How do I make this happen? Well, children loving learning about animals. Consider combining their fascination of animals with student-led research. Not only will this provide your students with valuable opportunities to learn about habitats and animal behavior, it will also keep them focused and busy. Join Amy as she shares the steps to animal research along with a fun freebie for your students. You can find that at amylemons.com, so you can check that out. All right, the next idea is from Michelle from Apples and ABCs. And Michelle says, great activity crafts. So, some crafts. As we are getting close to the end of the year, you know the thing that brings me and the students joy? Crafts. I love looking for additional opportunities for crafts in the classroom. Michelle from Apples and ABCs loves doing monthly crafts with her students and has a free rainbow craft to share with you. Pretty cool. And then we have tips from Angela from the Daily Alphabet. So she says, this is one sanity-saving idea, and that's tips. She says the end of the school year is fast approaching, and it can be a challenge for both students and teachers after a relaxing spring break and be hard to get back into the swing of things and keep up with all the work required to finish the school year strong. Oh my goodness, so true. Angela from the Daily Alphabet knows this all too well and shares her experience of overcoming the end of the year struggles in her classroom. It can be easy for routines and procedures to slip during this time, but with Angela's tips, you can stay on track and ensure a successful end of the school year. Check out her story and get inspired at her website, which I guess is the Daily Alphabet. And then we have the perfect time for theme weeks and a memory book. Oh my goodness gracious. Who wrote this? Could this possibly be me? I think it might be. And it is me. So I am talking about, you guessed it, I am talking about theme weeks and memory books. So, yep, this tip is from me, and I'm going to share a great idea that I had 15 years ago, and I can't believe it was that long ago. I planned a camp end of the year unit with fun activities and an easy lesson plan to follow. That was so much fun. Not only did my kids think this was a fun idea, but they said it was one of their favorite ways to end the school year. After you've done the hard work of learning all year, it is time to enjoy a fun activity or two. That's why I love to focus on a theme for the week. And my camp unit has lots of different ideas to engage kids while allowing you to get work done at school. Here are just a few things that will ensure a great time for all. That's a camp readers theater, camp addition and subtraction, camp math games, camp t-shirts, camp Mad Libs, bubble math and science, quicksand science, create a map of camp, and so much more. Kids can work in small groups, independently, and whole class depending on the activity. Another fun activity included in camp end of the year is a memory book. Kids share their favorite memories of the past year and acquire signatures and messages from their friends. This takes up time and engages the kids. Now you can sneak over and work on report cards, class lists, and more. And you can follow Molly's advice and you can start planning for next year, and you can be ahead of the game for the first time. Theme weeks are great for the end of the school. Your kids will be ready for the next grade level. And the best part is that they will be happy until the last bell rings. You can find out all my theme weeks, including Camp in the Year, on Teachers Pay Teachers. And you can grab my free memory book by following the link in the show notes. And it will give you a treasure. You can add this to your treasure trove of end of the year activities. Now your sanity can be saved at the end of the year with these 10 creative ideas. Hopefully you got something out of that and you have some new people to check out and you enjoyed this collaborative podcast episode based on a collaborative blog. And I will be sharing those like once a month, I think. We'll see how it goes. So we've made it to the end of May. And if you're listening to the podcast today, then you know that it's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. And that is taking us to pretty much the end of the school year. Now, I will be doing less episodes in the summer. It will only be 1 or 2 episodes in June, and then the same thing for July. I'll be taking a little bit of time off in July and then back towards the very end of the month to get you geared up and ready for back to school. So it'll be, so make sure you're following the podcast. That way you'll know when there's a new episode released. And if you're following me on Instagram at Trina_Debery, then you will also know, or if you're one of my very special, dearly loved TDTL listies, then you also will be informed. But if you follow the podcast, One Tired Teacher, by wherever you're listening to podcast episodes, then it will notify you that there's a new episode released, which I think is the easiest way to know. I listen to my podcasts on Apple. I have a ton that I listen to, and every week it shows me that a new one was released. And some shows I listen to actually have multiple releases in the week. And so that's really the easiest way. But I will be around for the summer, and I will be thinking of you and planning for you and hoping that you are getting lots of great rest. And I will be in periodically, but not weekly over the summer. All right. Until next time, sweet dreams and sleep tight.